Well, the next movie is The Change Up, and we're going to get the list of all of the various movies that have done this sort of thing from Jeff, and then we're going to talk about whether or not we liked it.
Well, I have to give credit where it's due. This is my friend Rex Donati. How are you, Rex? He sends this message to me, which now I'm having trouble pulling up, where he lists all of these body switch comedies, and I knew there were a lot. But
Okay,
I didn't
can you
know there
read
were
them
quite
like
this many.
really fast? That would be hilarious.
18 Again, Every Dog Has His Day, Freaky Friday, Dating the Enemy, Allison's Birthday, Help, I'm a Boy, Dogmatic, Dream a Little Dream, Child's Play 5, Body Switch, All of Me, Mulholland Drive, Like Father, Like Son, Turnabout, Vice Versa, All Screwed Up, Just Follow, Law, Face Off, Shrek the Third, Prelude to a Kiss, It's a Boy-Girl Thing, Holiday Wishes of the Hot Chick, Wish Upon a Star, The Skeleton Key, Exchange, Identity Theft, Ein wie keiner, Daywatch, The 10th Kingdom, Sewage, Scooby-Doo, The Immortalizer, Pon un hombre en tu vida, Dame tu cuerpo, Sex, Drugs, and Natalie Portman. I think he made that one up.
Yeah, but that's a
But you
movie
get
I
the
would have
point.
seen for sure.
Yeah, it's just
Gosh.
ridiculous how many times they've made this, and they say the same things with it over and over again. The only thing that's different about this one is it's the most crude body switch comedy I've ever seen.
Oh, it is, and I mean, I said in one of the prints I write for that this was freaky. Looks like it's going to be Freaky Friday meets The Hangover, and it really is in a lot of ways. I mean, they go for the lowest brow comedy, and they try to make it family. Give you like an adult family twist to it in places with the children and that, but really it's just so wildly over the top at times. You just want to look away, and it's so uneven. To me, it was like the comedy, they were trying on all these things that these comedy writers probably get around the water tank, and they say, well, wouldn't it be funny if we did this, or wouldn't it be funny if we did that? Well, they throw it all into the change-up.
Yeah, I think this was written on the toilet, actually, because that's where most of the humor lands.
A lot of it. It's so.
Yeah.
I mean,
They go
it's
for crude
literally bathroom humor.
Every opportunity,
Absolutely.
they go for it. The only things worth it here, I think, is it was shot in Atlanta, and it's Atlanta playing Atlanta for once,
right.
rather than playing some other town, and that was kind of fun. Leslie Mann and Olivia Wilde make it kind of watchable every now and then. But the thing that I was really stunned by was I hated both of the lead characters. I didn't care if they switched. I really wanted both of them to switch with somebody else because maybe they'd seem a little bit like human beings at that point.
Well, one of the body changing, even though it was a face changing films that I liked was Face Off. That's the John Woo film with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. And what was interesting about this movie is that the joy in these body changing movies is to see one actor attempt to take on the mannerisms and very personality of the other. Well, we don't get that here. You know, what they do is very, very one-dimensional. What they try to do is use expletives and crudeness in order to identify one personality, and then use sort of a staid, kind of reasonable straight man, which, of course, everybody knows from Horrible Bosses and all the stuff. I mean, obviously, the television show that Jason Bateman was on, he plays the perfect straight man. And you and I had a little bit of debate about this. Is Jason Bateman a comedian? And I said he'd want to be known as an actor first and a comedian second. He's the ultimate straight man. Instead, here they dim the straight man because he's not either one. He's sort of on the fence. So it's a very difficult, at times it's impossible to tell who is who in a way because they blend together with all the expletives and the crudeness. I mean, that's a big miss.
Yeah.
And one of the joys also is them to, when they're in the body of the other, when the change occurs, finding this body and, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is now known to be such a hunk and has such an amazing body and all. I don't think he looks very good at all in this movie. He's really dim-witted. I mean, to me, I can't imagine
He's not
Olivia
appealing.
Wilde finding him attractive.
He's one of those characters that they make him the ultimate womanizer, But okay, so he looks like Ryan Reynolds, but I defy you, ladies. Watch about 15 minutes of this and really tell me if you would want to go home with this guy.
Well,
you would have to be sedated.
Well,
to find
and
this
if
guy
you would,
attractive.
you'd only do it one time.
Yeah, you'd
this
be
guy
using
is
him as much as he's using you.
absolutely, which I thought that's where they were going to go with the Olivia Wilde part of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I didn't get my fix from this, even though I laughed. This is another one of those crude comedies that has its moments. It has its very funny moments because they take that joke and they keep pushing it and pushing it as far as they could possibly go with it, and you can't help but laugh at some of this stuff.
When they go for rapid fire humor too, and so when you have 3 jokes a minute for 90 minutes, chances are something is going to make you laugh.
I guess the
every once in a
shotgun,
while.
yeah. You throw something
That's about
out
it,
there.
But no, I did, not only did I not get my fix, this might be the worst movie I've seen this year so far.
Well, there you have it. So 2 no fixes for the change-up. The next movie I want to talk about just briefly is this small movie. I know you've heard about this one.
Oh, I'm sad that I haven't seen it.
It's Mike Cahill directed. Britt Marling is she did some of the co-writing. She also has another movie out this year that's sort of like another science fiction thing called The Sound of My Voice. The movie is called Another Earth, and it really does this very unique thing. It says, what if there was another Earth that had been obscured because of an optical illusion from us that had been developing on a parallel universe type thing, but right there in the sky, another Earth that has been developing, and there's people on it just like us, and there's a whole nother life. So all the mistakes you made, double them. and that's what this movie's about. And there is a point at which Britt Marling's character looks up into the sky and sees this other Earth. Now, it's clearly metaphorical. I don't know that we really believe it, but the movie sells it pretty well. She looks up and something very terrible happens, and then her life changes. And the whole thing is about this event that has happened that has changed all of us. And then what is the personal story of one of the people that was so dramatically affected and a tragedy has befallen her. What is the effect on this individual? And it's a drama cloaked in a science fantasy. And I can't recommend it more highly. Now, it's for a qualified audience, obviously. I mean, there are going to be some people out there that are not going to be patient for another Earth. But I got to say, I was touched by the film, and it might be my favorite movie thus far this year.
And you're not the only one. It is really getting rave reviews, and I mean it. I'm jealous that I haven't seen it yet. You think the audience that liked Moon would like this movie?
Oh, definitely. Moon was a sort of a laborious, up here science fiction movie, and this is actually in here, which is an interesting thing. In Moon, you're thinking a lot. In here, you're thinking a lot, but you're also feeling a lot because of the drama that is unfolding, and the characters are so finely cut. And I mean, on a dramatic level, even without the science fiction fantasy, this movie probably would have worked. So, and it's interesting, you got Britt Marling, who co-wrote another movie called The Sound of My Voice that's getting a lot of buzz. It's about a cult or something. And she co-wrote this, and she stars, she's a very beautiful actress, and she stars in this as the central character in Another Earth. So I give a fix to Another Earth.
Okay, and remember the name Britt Marling, sounds like.
Oh yeah, she's going to go on and do big things, I'm sure. Well, once again, you've come to the end of another episode of The Film Fix. I'm Jonathan W. Hickman, and as always, this is Jeff Marker, and you can join us by going to the web, dailyfilmfix.com, where you can feed your movie addiction.